Hello, I am Manasi Subodh Deshpande from 11th standard. Today we will learn about redox reactions. Let's go further. An atom is the smallest particle of an element and has no free existence. Redox reaction is always accompanied by an equivalent amount of oxidation and reduction. It is a reaction in which decrease in oxidation number of element, that is reduction, and increase in oxidation number of another element, that is oxidation, takes place simultaneously. Whenever a substance loses electron, there must be another substance to gain it. It means loss of electron, that is oxidation, and gain of electron, that is reduction, go hand in hand. Such a reaction is called redox reaction. We will see about oxidation and reduction. Oxidation is gaining oxygen, removing hydrogen, loss of electron, and increase in oxidation number, while reduction is losing oxygen, adding hydrogen, gain of electron, and decrease in oxidation number. Reduced substance is an oxidizing agent, and oxidized substance is a reducing agent. We know that positive ions are cations. Let's see some examples of monovalent cations and divalent cations. Hydrogen, sodium, potassium, mercury, cuprous, ammonium, etc. are the monovalent cations, while cupric, mercury, plumbus, cadmium, stannous, ferrous, nickel, zinc, and magnesium are divalent cations. Let's see some examples of trivalent cations and tetravalent cations. Bismuth, antimony, aluminium, ferric, chromium are trivalent cations, while stannic and plumbic are tetravalent cations. Let's see some examples of anions, which are negative ions. Chloride, bromide, iodide, fluoride, hydroxide, permanganate, cyanide, nitrite, chlorate, bromate, iodide, hypochlorite, hypobromide, hypoiodide. Bisulfide, bicarbonate, and bisulfate are monovalent anions. Sulfide, carbonate, sulfite, sulfate, thiosulfate, chromate, dichromate, manganate, oxalate, silicate are divalent anions. Phosphate and ferricyanide are trivalent anions, while ferrocyanide is tetravalent anion. Let's see an example of redox reactions in terms of electron transfer. Mg plus O2 gives Mg2 plus O2 minus. Here Mg is reducing agent and oxygen is oxidizing agent, means Mg is oxidized and oxygen is reduced. Mg is oxidized by 2 electrons. Also, the oxygen is reduced by 2 electrons. When Mg is oxidized to MgO, the neutral Mg atom loses 2 electrons to form Mg2+. The elemental oxygen gains 2 electrons and forms O2-. Represents a half reaction of oxidation or reduction, means Mg to Mg2+ is oxidation half reaction and O to O2- is reduction half reaction. Sum of these two half reactions or the overall is redox reaction. Example, Fe plus Cu2 plus gives Fe2 plus Cu. Let us focus on oxidation number. Oxidation number of an element in a compound is defined as the number of electrical charges it carries. We should assign oxidation number assuming complete electron transfer in the case of covalent bond. Rules to assign oxidation number. In an ionic compound, oxidation number is simply charge on corresponding cation and anion. Let's take an example. KCl. Potassium has +1 charge while chlorine has -1 and -1 respectively. In MgCl2, magnesium has +2 charge and chlorine has -1 charge. So, their oxidation numbers are +2 and -1 respectively. In each of the above examples of ionic compound, the sum of oxidation number of all the atoms in an ionic compound is equal to 0. That is, it is a neutral species. In calcium oxide, calcium has oxidation number +2 and oxygen has -2. Means when we add up them, it becomes 0. Covalent compounds oxidation number can't be assigned directly as there is no actual charge. So, we need to follow some rules. A. Any element in its natural state or free state has oxidation state or oxidation number equals to 0. Let's see some examples. Acid, H2, O2, N2, etc. are in the free state. So, their oxidation number is equal to 0. Oxidation states of cation and anions are equal to the charge on it. Means the sum of oxidation state of sulfur and oxygen is equal to the -2 in the compound SO4 2-. C is equal to 0 because there is no net charge on the compound. The algebraic sum of oxidation number of all the atoms of an ion is equal to the charge on state of alkali metals, means metals of group 1, is +1 in all of their compounds, and that of alkaline earth metal, means the metals in the group 2 in all their compounds is +2. In KCl, potassium has +1 oxidation number because it is from group 1. In CaCO3, the oxidation state of calcium is +2 because it is from the second group. Hydrogen has oxidation state of +1 with electronegative element and -1 with electropositive element. In HCl, oxidation state of hydrogen is +1 because chlorine is electronegative element, while in NH, oxidation state of hydrogen is -1 because sodium is an electropositive element. Chlorine is the most electronegative element in the periodic table, so the oxidation state is always -1. While in the case of oxygen, in all of its compounds, oxidation state has -2. But in the case of peroxide, oxidation state of oxygen is -1. And in the case of superoxide, oxidation state of oxygen is -1/2. In NaO2, oxidation state of oxygen is -1/2. But in the case of oxychloride, means O2F2 and OF2, oxidation state of oxygen is +1 and +2 respectively. In general, P block elements, that is group 13 to 18, except fluorine, and D block elements have variable oxidation states in their compound. Their oxidation number may lie in the range of plus valence shell and plus valence shell -8. This is the formula for finding the range of oxidation. Here are some examples of range of oxidation numbers. Group 13 +3 to -3. Group 14 +4 to -4. Group 15 +5 to -3. Group 16 +6 to -2. And group 17 +7 to -. If oxidation number of central atom exceeds the maximum limit or its range, then there will be a peroxy linkage in that molecule. Let's take the example of H2S2O8. By the calculation, we find the oxidation state of sulfur is +7, but the range of sulfur is +6 to -2. In this case, when range is out of range, there is a peroxy linkage. You can see the peroxy linkage. Thank you.